Welcome to Toronto, to the University of Toronto, and to the Faculty of Music, our proposed site for the 2014 IAMM Conference. Thank you especially Board of Directors and Conference Committee of IAMM for this opportunity for us to share with you our thoughts about the suitability of Toronto and our hosting of this conference. This video is an introduction and a complement to our PowerPoint presentation and our documentation, and will feature each of the three co-chairs at our home location, sharing with you our ideas and our thoughts and passion about why this conference ought to be in Toronto in 2014.
Music therapy has steadily grown since its early developing days and is alive and vibrant in Canada. The Canadian Association for Music Therapy was formed in 1974 and has grown considerably. Today, across our vast and diverse country, music therapists are working in a variety of clinical settings, including hospitals, nursing homes, hospices, schools, mental health facilities, and many more, including private practice. The work that music therapists do centers on music and medicine across the lifespan, beginning from neonatal care right through to end-of-life care, and work with the cognitively impaired. As president of CAMT, I have had the privilege of working with music therapists across our country and learning of their concerns, needs, and diverse clinical practices. We want to continue to grow the profession and education of music therapy across our country. Our music therapists work within a variety of theoretical models and philosophies, including improvisation, humanistic, and guided imagery in music. In 2013, in collaboration with the University of Toronto and the newly formed Music and Research Health Collaboratory, neurologic music therapy training will be brought to Canada for the first time. I'm so looking forward to being a participant. There are over 500 music therapists in our Canadian Association for Music Therapy. That includes both accredited members, music therapists accredited, as well as students and interns. While we are fortunate and able to learn from our yearly CAMT conferences, this opportunity to attend this international conference will allow our members a much greater education opportunity. In fact, many of our members are in need of learning more about research and how to implement evidence-based clinical practices into their daily work, while our small conferences offer them an opportunity to learn on a small scale. This is an unprecedented and dynamic opportunity for them to learn on a much larger scale. The success of the conference would be demonstrated by the ability of music therapists in Canada implementing what they are learning in their evidence-based practice, as well as engaging in future research endeavors. By pairing this conference with a pre-CAMT conference, we will be able to attract music therapists from across this country, as well as the United States. When CAMT holds their annual conference in a large metropolitan city such as Toronto, we're able to recruit up to 300 delegates. I know that this conference will draw a large number of therapists, and as president of CAMT, I am very proud to be a part of this initiative.
Hello and welcome. This is the Manfred and Penny Conrad Institute for Music Therapy Research, located at Wilfrid Laurier University, Waterloo, Canada, and I'm Heidi Ahonen. I really would like to thank you for this opportunity to jointly submit the proposal for the next IAMM conference, along with Dr. Lee Bartel, U of T, and Canadian Music Therapy Association. I feel that this conference would not only provide a venue richly placed within North America, but would also benefit Canadian music therapy and music medicine research. And I think it would bring the importance of our work onto the world stage. During the last 7 years here at the CIMTR, we have specialized in low-frequency sound wave studies using this, mainly using these two physioacoustic chairs. And we've developed some very concrete research collaborations in between kinesiology, cognitive neuroscience, and music. And recently it has been really exciting to participate with Dr. Lee Bartel's research center there. Our research projects have mainly investigated the effects of music with Parkinson's and Alzheimer's clients, stroke patients, aphasia, fibromyalgia, and brain injury patients. I really believe that more music medicine research is needed here in Canada, and I believe that IAMM Conference could greatly promote that. In viewing our proposal, I trust you will agree that we as an organizing committee are deeply devoted to this project. At CIMTR, I believe we have already demonstrated our experience in organizing successful conferences. In 2005, our first International Music Therapy Research Conference took place. A second one was organized in the summer of 2008 and a third in 2011. That one had already grown to over 40 international presentations with participation from 13 different countries. Indeed, in the closing ceremony of that conference, I announced that our next conference was planned for summer of 2014, titled Music, Mind and Brain. Our focus was in music medicine research. I contacted Dr. Lee Bartel, with whom I have already laid the groundwork for a number of collaborative research projects and partnerships, and we started to consider different options. It was decided that submitting a bid jointly and along with the Canadian Music Therapy Association was the most natural way to proceed. I'm confident that together we could provide strong leadership to this IAMM conference. I anticipate we could expect a very large domestic and international participation. Actually, I wish I could be there in Bangkok to present this in person, but the short notice involved in this process really didn't make it possible.
We're now in the conference venue at the University of Toronto, situated in Canada's largest city. Toronto is known for its great ethnic communities, its cultural life, its museums, its great restaurants, and great hotels. We're sure you will enjoy spending time here and even extending your stay to see the tourist attractions around like Niagara Falls and the wine country of Canada. Within a 5 to 7 minute walk of this location will be the satellite conference locations, as will be most restaurants and hotels. This will allow for efficient use of time and more time for networking and social connections. The Faculty of Music, one of Canada's premier music schools, has in the past year brought together some 25 labs and centers into a new network called the Music and Health Research Collaboratory. In addition, we have connected to some 10 hospitals in the area, which will allow clinical connections for our research. The signature research study, which we're about to begin, focuses on music medicine and aging, and will specifically look at neurodegeneration, at pain, and at hearing loss, particularly tinnitus and hyperacusis. To conduct this research study, we have assembled a team of 40 leading scholars in the medical and musical community in Toronto, and have invited 5 distinguished visiting scholars to join us during the next 2 years. The presence of the IAMM 2014 conference in Toronto would be strategically important for the development of MARC, for our music and medicine research agenda, and for music and health research in Canada as a whole. We are proposing that the conference take place 2 years from now, June 24th to 27th. We are proposing 2 complementary pre-conferences which will serve to attract additional attendees at the IAMM conference. We are proposing a theme that we believe will attract a broad range of interest and will focus the conference participation on the entire lifespan and the relevance of music therapy and music medicine in many contexts. I invite you to come to Canada and to Toronto in 2 years. We promise to host you with Canadian informality, integrity, and humility. And I promise it will not be snowing in Toronto in June in 2014.